All right, let's go over the biggest news updates from yesterday, March 10th. I'm going to start out with Chiefs news specifically, then cover more broad NFL news, and timestamps are in the description below if you are looking for something in particular. So hey, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily news updates and let's talk about it. But first, how about those? Okay, here we go. Nick Bolton's birthday was yesterday. The Chiefs linebacker turned 22 years young. So happy birthday, Bolton. And if you hope he had a great day, make sure to hit that like button for me. I also want to shout out my brother, Brett. He turned 31, the big ol' Priest Holmes. We grew up watching the Chiefs together, still text often about them, and you may even find him in the comment section from time to time trolling on people. Happy birthday, bro. Hope you had a great day. And then, according to PFF KC Chiefs on Twitter, Patrick Mahomes had 5,896 passing yards in 2021. That's including the playoffs, which is the most yards of his career in a season. Wow, that's not too bad for a quarterback who has been figured out, a man who was broken, regressing, being caught up to, only throws the deep ball well, etc. Love it when they're wrong. And then in yesterday's video, I mentioned that Travis Kelce responded to a 14-year-old podcast host, Giovanni, about being on his podcast and said, "Let's do it, Gio." Well, Gio responded saying, "Let's go." Thanks, Travis. I can't wait to have you on the pod. I'm gonna send you a DM so we can figure out a time that works for you. I'm so excited. Thanks, bro. So when that podcast happens and drops, be sure I will keep you all updated. And then in the only Chiefs player status update I found yesterday from Herbie Teope on Twitter, the Chiefs plan to extend a tender offer to cornerback Deandre Baker before March 16th, the start of the NFL's new calendar year per source. Baker appeared in 8 regular season games with 1 start for the Chiefs in 2021. So there you have it. Our cornerback issues are solved. In fact, I'm done with this show. That's all you need. All jokes aside, listen to our current situation at cornerback. Per Matt Connor at Arrowhead Addict, at the present time, the Chiefs are looking at the potential loss of unrestricted free agents like Mike Hughes and Trevarius Ward. Backup corner Chris Lamons also has found himself in legal troubles this offseason after being arrested with Alvin Kamara and others on felony battery charges. Side note, I did a story, multiple on those if you want to check those out. He goes on to say, while the Chiefs have at least some players in place, Baker's return gives them depth on the boundary if they need to move Fenton back inside to cover for Hughes. In addition, Baker was once a top drafted cornerback in his class only 3 years ago and started 15 games during his rookie year for the New York Giants. I will say, news has been eerily quiet thus far, and I'm itching for some more updates. But what are your thoughts on the Deandre Baker news? Is this exciting to you? Are you more meh about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Also, the Chiefs dropped a couple videos yesterday on their YouTube page. One was talking about defensive tackle prospects. They named a few, including Georgia's Devontae Wyatt. At 6'3", 315 pounds, Wyatt earned the best PFF grade of any interior defender in 2021. They mentioned Wyatt's teammate as well, DT Jordan Davis. He's a 6'6", 340-pound monster like rawr. Then they bring up Houston's Logan Hall, 6'6", 260 pounds. He looks like an edge rusher, but has played on the inside to some nice success. Perion Winfrey from Oklahoma was mentioned next. He was the MVP of the Senior Bowl last month, if that name sounds familiar. And finally, they talk about DeMarvin Leal. He's showing a lot of promise and had 9 sacks on the season last year at Texas A&M. And the other YouTube video they dropped was a best mic'd up moments from the 2021 season video. You all need to watch it if you haven't already. It's done really well and a lot of fun to watch. Okay, in other NFL news, we're going to start off light. The Giants are releasing punter Riley Dixon. The Raiders are releasing linebacker Corey Littleton. And veteran safety LaMarcus Joyner is re-signing a 1-year deal with the Jets. From there, an interesting video popped up yesterday from Colin Kaepernick saying he's still working. Adam Schefter says Colin Kaepernick is still working out and is said to be, in the words of one source, in the best shape of his life. He wants to play. He's ready to play. He would be a great fit for teams with QB vacancies to fill who want to win a Super Bowl. All right, all politics aside, because I'm not doing that on this channel, I just don't see a team wanting to take on Cap and like the media frenzy and all the drama with that would follow, among other reasons. Maybe another league other than the NFL, but I do think his time in the league is done. And then former Minnesota Vikings cornerback Jeff Gladney was found not guilty yesterday on felony assault charges. Basically, in April of 2021, he was arrested on DV charges involving an alleged incident with his girlfriend at the time and was facing up to 10 years in prison. Well, yesterday, a Dallas jury unanimously found him not guilty. And if you want to know more details on this case, there's an article in the description down below. And then speaking of court cases, and this one is wild. News recently dropped regarding Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Basically, a 25-year-old lady named Alexandra Davis is suing him, alleging that the billionaire paid her mother hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1996 to conceal that he was the girl's biological father, a secret that the lawsuit says she has carried her entire life. Jones denied in settlement documents that he was the biological father of the child, but he paid the woman $375,000, quote, in exchange for confidentiality, and had an Arkansas friend and lawyer named Donald Jack set up 2 trusts for the girl linked to her and her mother, keeping Jones's paternity a secret, according to the lawsuit, a copy of which was obtained by ESPN. And I mean, yikes. The rest of this article, it gets even crazier. Make sure to check that out if you would like. It's wild. Let's just say this, Father of the Year award will not be going to Jerry Jones if this is true. I can tell you that much. In more exciting news, and probably the biggest yesterday, the Chicago Bears announced that they are trading Khalil Mack to the Chargers. I mean, sheesh. The AFC West keeps getting more and more interesting. An article from ESPN says the Chargers are expected to send a 2022 second-round pick and a 2023 sixth-rounder to the Bears in exchange for the 31-year-old Mack, a source said. The deal marks the first major move for new Bears general manager Ryan Poles, who was hired back in January. It also reunites Mack, the Defensive Player of the Year in 2016, with Chargers coach Brendan Staley. Staley was Mack's linebackers coach when the Bears acquired him from the Raiders in September of 2018. The Chargers were in need of help along the defensive line. They finished 30th in rushing defense in 2021, allowing 138.9 yards per game, and allowed the highest conversion rate on third down in the NFL, 69%. And per Ian Rappaport, the Chargers are taking on all of Mack's contract, 3 years at $63.9 million. Sheesh. What do you guys think of this trade? Did the Bears win this one, or do you think the Chargers? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I mean, Khalil Mack is 31, coming off of a foot injury that made him miss most of the season. I think he just recently had surgery on it, and he hasn't had over 10 sacks in a season since 2018. So I'm not sure who won the trade per se, but I will say that Khalil is not the same player he used to be. I do think he is a good fit for the Chargers, though, personally. All right, guys, make sure you like and sub for more daily news. And also, check out the video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. And until next time, let's go. How about those?